Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. If you're new, welcome. And yeah, today I am going to talk about homeschooling unconventionally through the high school years. I know that this is kind of a topic that nobody really talks about. I've looked online, I've tried to find different videos about how do I homeschool my kid if they're just not really inclined to study big textbooks, right? We've made it through grade school. We've made it through middle school. You know, we've made it through these grades and we've been able to do it okay with our kids that just aren't real bookish or real studious like others that maybe we homeschool as well. But now that we're to high school, we have all these different criteria and boxes that we've got to check. Chemistry, physics, you know, algebra, and what else is there? Geometry, all at the high school level, right? Language, or well, actually they do yeah, two years of foreign language, English 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it really becomes tiring and honestly quite overwhelming, and you just don't really know where to begin. I have a child like this. We've done pretty well through grade school because it's been easy to do different little things and call it school, right? Hang on. Okay, where was I? I got interrupted with an order that came in. Anyway, basically, yeah, it can be really hard to find information out there on how do I school unconventionally throughout these high school years. How do I check all the boxes and yet still reach my child where they're at? Because that is why we homeschool, right? That's why we started homeschooling, maybe even because we wanted to be able to reach our children where they were at and not have to fit them into a little tiny box. Well, I've been really struggling because I have a new high schooler this year, and for those of you who are new, my oldest is actually going into 11th grade this year, so we are nearing the home stretch, which is really exciting, just to see that, you know, we've done it, we can do it. But I knew my next one coming up, which will be going into 9th grade then this year, it was going to be just a tad more difficult. I often don't show a lot of the stuff that I'm using for him specifically just because it's just so catered personally to him. He is an incredibly smart kid. I want to stress that right from the get-go, incredibly smart, but books just are not his thing. He is often hands-on and he is out there in the field working with his dad and doing all the things, and he knows so much. But I knew we had to get through high school too. Here in Tennessee, you know, there's not a whole lot of way around that. Actually, the law requires you to be in school until you are 18 years old here in Tennessee. And so, I mean, that's just the way it is. Me homeschooling through high school in Missouri as a teenager, I think we could take our GED at 16 if we wanted to. Like, it was a lot easier if you needed it to be, I guess you could say. So anyway, I just really prayed about this a lot and just tried to decide what can we do. Now, granted, we haven't done it yet, but I think we have a very workable program for us this year. So, we really like the 101, okay? Because you can do as much or as little of it as you need to do for your child. There's a whole guidebook and accreditation program that comes with this, so there's no need to purchase anything else. You can get this on Christian Book, Amazon, probably Yeah, the 101series.com. I don't think I've ever gotten it off of there. Isn't that funny? But yeah, you can get these series anywhere. So this is physics, but there's chemistry and biology and all the sciences that you need to get through high school are right here. The lectures are anywhere from, I want to say, 30 to 45 minutes-ish. And you can watch these. I mean, that's pretty easy, right? So watch them, and then there's some questions to answer at the end. And honestly, what's to say that you have to write your answers? I can ask him the questions. I could even sit there with him and watch the video and be like, okay, video. Yeah, I was a, 80s and 90s kid, so it's video still. DVD, we can watch the DVD. That's 2000s kids, right? Anyway, we can watch the presentation and I can ask him the questions and he can answer them. So, I mean, if you don't want there doesn't even have to be writing involved. So this is what we're going to be doing. Very simple to put down on his curriculum outline for the year that I have to submit to our umbrella school. I just wrote physics 101 and who it was by, which is Westfield Studios. So that's what we're doing for physics. Check on that. Okay, the next thing we're doing is the same thing my 11th grader is doing this year, and that is Exploring America by Ray Notgrass. This book, I think there's actually 2 parts. Yes, there is. This book, it is thick, but we can do as much or as little of it as we need to. It encompasses 3 different subjects, y'all. 3 different subjects. So with this book, we're knocking off Bible, English, and, oh no, here we go again. What is it? I did this earlier when I was doing this too. There's three things that you can knock off with it. And it's Bible and English and American history. There we go. Of course, the obvious, right? Oh my, I must be losing it. Too much curriculum study here or something. But anyway, yes. So Bible, English, and American history in one textbook, if you will. So that keeps it simple, right? You're just looking at 3 things, and so far we've got 4 credits knocked off, just like that. Physical education, awesome. He's up at 5:30 every morning, working out with weights and doing all this strength training and cardio and stuff, okay? So physical fitness, there you go. He's excessively driven and so disciplined, and I'm really proud of him. So anyway, I did that, but they often want you to put a curriculum that you are using. So let me see what I told them we were using. Homeschool Family Fitness, okay? Now I'm letting him do what he needs to do, and he is watching all kinds of videos on how to strength train and stuff correctly and safely and age appropriate and all of that. But oftentimes you do need to put something, a title down. It just crosses your T's and dots your I's, y'all, okay? So that is what we're doing for physical education, and now we have another credit for him. All right, the other thing we are doing is auto mechanics. This is under what do you call it? Electives, okay? So auto mechanics, and Christian Light Education has a great auto mechanics course. I can get that for him. He also works with his dad. You guys, this is the fella who rebuilds exhaust systems and engines and puts a lift kit on his truck by himself from start to finish. Like, he loves auto mechanics, and I know at one point he was talking about either being a diesel mechanic or an aviation mechanic. So he loves mechanics and watches videos on how to do this and stuff. There again, I mean, I can have the course, but he also is learning from so many things at an adult level, way beyond what your average, you know, kid of 14 years old knows how to do. He's doing it. So I figured that's a very obvious thing that he enjoys doing. And there again, there is another, now I think that was just a half of a credit for automotives. But and I will get to math here in just a second. So with math, he actually has 6.5 credits for his first year of high school very easily. So I was so excited, and I really hope that this helps some of you guys to just be able to think outside the box, but also be able to check the box, if that makes sense. All right, I want to talk about math. I am excited about it with some fear and trepidation just because it's math, and math is not my strong suit. But I've been told about this math curriculum quite a few times now. I've seen different people talk about it, and then Angela Braniff talked about it on her channel as well, and I thought, oh my goodness. And she's one that's like diehard teaching textbooks, right, and has used that for years, kind of like us. And she started using this for her high schoolers, and I thought, okay, I've been recommended it here on my channel quite a few times as well, and now Angela Braniff is using this curriculum. Maybe I should too. Isn't that how it goes? But anyway, it's called Learn Math Fast. Let me pull it out of the box and I'll show you guys. Oh my. All right, I've got the box. Got the box here. Okay, now I ended up getting the whole set. I went back and forth on, do I start with level 3 and do I go to 3 to 7, or do I, you know, get 1 to 7, or do I just get 5 to 7, or, you know, what do I get? I had my daughter, my 11th grader, take the test, and she was all over the board as to what book to start in. Mostly it looked like 3, but it could be 4 or 5, you know, just depending, I think, upon the skill that maybe she was weaker in. Anyway, after some deliberation, because of the principles that this teaches and how it kind of builds upon them, I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to get levels 1 to 7, and they can both use it. So they're actually both going to be doing the same math this year, and they may not do much of level 1. They may zoom through it. I'm not really sure, but I did get the entire set. And then I kind of thought, well, okay, if I were to hire a math tutor for 1 or even 2 of them, it would well surpass the cost of this. So it's probably a good investment if it works, right? If it works. I am fingers crossed, you guys, if you have great experiences. If you have experiences, okay, we want the good, the bad, and the ugly, with Learn Math Fast. Let me know, will you, in the comments below. I'd really like to hear some, and hopefully it's reassuring. Anyway, okay, less than 1% returns their order, so, you know. Anyway, okay, so I got it with the geometry kit. This goes with volume 4. It's all about geometry, and it has a bunch of little handy dandy tools, including a pencil. Did I pay $10 for a pen? I'm just kidding. It was actually pretty cheap. Anyway, all your geometry needs is right here. And then I also did get the smart cards that go with volume 7, and then there's like this big bookmark of like math facts, and I would call it a cheat sheet. That's what I would call it. So there's just some things in this here blue folder that help with each volume, I believe. So there's that. All right, volume 1. All right, one thing I will say is that some of these books were chunkier than I thought that they were. When you look at them on the website, I kid you not, guys, they look like they are about that fat. They are not. There's volume 1. However, they are going to teach you some extremely, it looks like, easy concepts for knowing these easy peasy math facts and getting them down pat really fast. So, with that being said, I'm excited about it. It takes you all the way to long division and doing all these things with decimals and all that in volume 1, okay? So that is, that's volume 1. And then volume 2, this is, you know, more along the size of what you might think it would be. It's a little bit less of a fat book. But anyway, this one here is, they're again talking about decimals and adding fractions, reducing fractions. Do you remember how hard that was in some ways, is trying to figure out how to reduce a fraction? And then this one was subtracting fractions. So this book is all kinds, everything fractions, right? And then negative and positive numbers. That's all in volume 2. Volume 3 is solve for x with fractions, solve for x with multiplication, and you're really in volume 3 getting into the beginning stages of algebra, okay? So guys, I mean, just looking it over, I don't see any reason why not to just get the whole set 1 through 7, just because of how it's building on the principles. Volume 4 is working with angles and doing the base times height times width, and it's all things geometry, and it's not too thick of a book, really. Volume 5 is algebra. I mean, you're really getting into algebra with volume 5. Now, this is supposed to be very easy to understand, written in a very comfortable way to read, logical, and so I'm hoping. Now, volume 6, oh, look at this, guys. We finally get some colored text in volume 6. Isn't that nice? But really simple stuff to, and they show you just how to do it. And from what I remembered reading, and I will look here just to see, yes, all of your answers are given you in a broken down way, step by step in the back. So if you don't know what you did wrong, there it is. All right, the last volume, volume 7, is actually fairly thick here, okay? But we're gonna learn about all kinds of lines and equality and congruence and angles, and so by the time you're done with this set, you are ready to go to college, guys. So let's hope that Learn Math Fast lives up to its expectations. Now, my 9th grader can take his sweet time and go through this set of 7 books in 4 years of high school and be done. My 11th grader is going to have to work a little harder, but she is in 11th grade, so I think that, you know, with some work and maybe even starting a little bit sooner on school, Who else is dragging their feet? Just a touch on starting school again. Oh my, it just seems like we just got out of school and it seems like summer is just blowing past in a whirlwind. But anyhow, I digress. So guys, that is such an easy way. I'm feeling so much better about high school and just getting through it with just unconventionally, if you will, and thinking outside the box and figuring out different ways to teach the topic and learn the subject in as simple a way as possible. I really hope that this was helpful to you guys. If it was, do let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys are in similar circumstances, encourage us down in the comments below. Let us know what you guys are using and such. It's just such a help to find our communities and to get encouragement from each other. Anyway guys, that's all for this time. I know it was very informal, but that's all I've got, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today. If you want me to talk more in depth about some of these things, just let me know and I'll do my best. All right, I will see you next time. I hope this is a blessing to you. Bye-bye.